Edna St. Vincent Millay. A warning, we are in a live atmosphere, ensconced in life, where at any moment, anything can possibly happen. Not in this chamber, only at my birth, when the long hours of that mysterious night were over and the morning was in sight. I cried, but in strange places, step and firth, I have not seen, through alien grief and mirth, and never shall one room contain me quite, who in so many rooms first saw the light. Child of all mothers, native of the earth. So is no warmth for me at any fire today. When the world's fire has burned so low, I kneel, spending my breath in vain desire, at the cold hearth which one time roared so strong, and straighten back in weariness and long to gather up my little gods and go. I do but ask that you be always fair, that I forever may continue kind, knowing me what I am. You should not dare to lapse from beauty ever, nor seek to bind my alterable mood with lesser cords. Weeping in such soft matters but invite to further vagrancy, and bitter words chafe soon to irremediable flight. Wherefore I pray you, if you love me dearly, less dear to hold me than your own bright charms, whence it may fall that until death or nearly, I shall not move to struggle from your arms. Fade if you must, I would but bid you be like the sweet year, doing all things graciously. I am reading from the Collected Sonnets of Edna St. Vincent Millay. Most of them have no titles. They're sonnets, and they only have page numbers, which may not be consistent from one edition to the next. So onwards we proceed. I think I should have loved you presently, and given in earnest words I flung in jest, and lifted honest eyes for you to see, and caught your hand against my cheek and breast, and all my pretty follies flung aside that won you to me, and beneath your gaze, naked of reticence and shorn of pride, spread like a chart my little wicked ways. I, that had been to you, had you remained but one more waking from a recurrent dream, cherish no less the certain stakes I gained, and walk your memory's halls, austere, supreme, a ghost in marble of a girl you knew, who would have loved you in a day or two. I shall forget you presently, my dear, so make the most of this, your little day, your little month, your little half a year, ere I forget or die or move away, and we are done forever by and by. I shall forget you, as I said, but now, if you entreat me with your loveliest lie, I will protest you with my favorite vow. I would indeed that love were longer lived, and oaths were not so brittle as they are, but so it is, and nature has contrived to struggle on without a break thus far. Whether or not we find what we are seeking is idle, biologically speaking. Only until this cigarette is ended, a little moment at the end of all, while on the floor the quiet ashes fall, and in the firelight to a lance extended, bizarrely, with the jazzing music blended, the broken shadows dance on the wall. I will permit my memory to recall the vision of you by all my dreams attended, and then adieu, farewell, the dream is done. Yours is a face of which I can forget, the color and the features, every one, the words not ever, and the smiles not yet. But in your day, this moment is the sun upon a hill after the sun has set. When I too long have looked upon your face, wherein for me a brightness unobscured, save by the mists of brightness, has its place, and terrible beauty not to be endured. I turn away reluctant from your light and stand irresolute, a mind undone, a silly, dazzled thing deprived of sight from having looked too long upon the sun. Then is my daily life a narrow room in which, a little while, uncertainly, surrounded by impenetrable gloom, among familiar things grown strange to me. Making my way, I pause and feel and hark till I become accustomed to the dark. I know I am but summer to your heart, and not the full 4 seasons of the year, and you must welcome from another part such noble moods as are not mine, my dear. No gracious weight of golden fruits to sell have I, nor any wise and wintry thing, and I have loved you all too long and well to carry still the high sweet breast of spring. Wherefore I say, O love, as summer goes, I must be gone, still forth with silent drums, that you may hail anew the bird and rose, when I come back to you as summer comes. Else will you seek at some not distant time, even your summer in another clime. And I continue with a few more. I pray you, if you love me, bear my joy a little while, or let me weep your tears. I too have seen the quavering fate destroy your destiny's bright spinning, the dull shears meeting not neatly, chewing at the thread. Nor can you well be less aware how fine, how staunch as wire, and how unwarranted endures the golden fortune that is mine. I pray you for this day, at least, my dear, fare by my side, that journey in the sun. Else must I turn me from the blossoming year and walk in grief the way that you have gone. Let us go forth together to the spring. Love must be this, if it be anything. In my book of Collected Sonnets, this is page 33. I shall go back again to the bleak shore and build a little shanty on the sand in such a way that the extremest band of brittle seaweed will escape my door, but by a yard or two, and never more shall I return to take you by the hand. I shall be gone to what I understand, and happier than I ever was before. The love that stood a moment in your eyes, the words that lay a moment on your tongue, are one with all that in a moment dies, a little undersaid and oversung. But I shall find the sullen rocks and skies unchanged from what they were when I was young. I, being born a woman and distressed by all the needs and notions of my kind, am urged by your propinquity to find your person fair and feel a certain zest to bear your body's weight upon my breast. So subtly is the fume of life designed to clarify the pulse and cloud the mind and leave me once again undone, possessed. Think not for this, however, the poor treason of my stout blood against my staggering brain. I shall remember you with love, or season my scorn with pity. Let me make it plain. I find this frenzy insufficient reason for conversation when we meet again. The last one dedicated to us all. Not that it matters, not that my heart's cry is potent to deflect our common doom, or bind to truce in this ambiguous room the planets of the atom as they ply, but only to record that you and I, like thieves that scratch the jewels from a tomb, have gathered delicate love in hardy bloom. Close under chaos, I rise to testify. This is my testament that we are taken. Our colors are as clouds before the wind, yet for a moment stood the foe forsaken, eyeing love's favor to our helmet pinned. Death is our master, but his seat is shaken. He rides victorious, but his ranks are thinned. This is Sananda, and it was an absolute pleasure reading to you some of the collected sonnets of one of my all-time favorite poets, Edna St. Vincent Millay.